Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm glad you're joining me today. And this is the first episode of taking a look at the news through a Christian perspective. I'm not really sold on the name yet of how I want to name the series that we're going to be doing here on the channel, but Christian perspective is what it is. And we're going to take these stories and I'm going to talk about them and we're going to get them back to why it matters. And a story that was prevalent yesterday over on Twitter and of course news was the pro-life debate once again got started, and because it's being interjected in politics, it's being interjected into the upcoming presidential election. And of course, there are people out there who are willing to sacrifice the pro-life stance to win an election. Uh, well, let's look at the story first and then we'll go ahead and dive into why this matters. So, President Trump recently made comments about the new pro-life law that was passed here in the state of Florida, reducing it to 6 weeks, I believe, here in the state of Florida. You cannot get an abortion after 6 weeks, and he said he heard it was pretty harsh, or it could be pretty harsh. So we got this article here. I'm going to pull it up, and we'll talk a little bit about this, and talk about why it matters. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at this here. It says Trump Florida 6-week abortion ban may be too harsh, he says. West Palm Beach, former President Donald Trump weighed in on the issue of abortion in a new interview, specifically in regards to Governor Ron DeSantis' recently signed 6-week abortion ban. Trump spoke with the Messenger. The outlet said Trump was not clear on the specific abortion restrictions he supports or opposes, and also would not come out in a clear agreement or disagreement with DeSantis' ban that builds off last year's 15-week ban. When asked about DeSantis signing the 6-week ban, Trump said he has to do what he has to do. If you look at what DeSantis did, a lot of people don't even know if he knew what he was doing, Trump said. But he signed 6 weeks, and many people within the pro-life movement felt that was too harsh. At a CNN town hall last week, Trump also asked about abortion where he was similarly vague. They asked him, would you sign a federal abortion ban into law? Trump was asked. What I will do is negotiate so that people are happy, he replied, pivoting to appointing Supreme Court justices, ultimately overturning the Roe v. Wade. Mr. President, you would sign a federal abortion ban into law, town hall host Caitlin Collins said. Well, I said this. I want to do what's right. And we're looking, and we want to do what's right for everybody, Trump said. They could murder the baby in the 9th month or after the baby was born. Now, they won't be able to do that, he said. So, of course, it just launched this back into the public sphere. And I understand how divisive this topic is, because it is for numerous reasons. It's not extreme to want to protect life. That's how the mainstream media, that's how Democrat politicians, that's how Democrat activists and the pro-choice people operate. They operate within the realm that preserving life is extreme. Extinguishing life is the extreme position here. And I'm not willing to sell my beliefs, my faith of, I know that every baby that is conceived is a gift from God. I will not compromise on my principles. And what Trump has to know here is that, of course, he appointed those judges, the Supreme Court justice who overturned Roe v. Wade. It is going to be a major talking point in the election heading into thing. They're going to paint him as the pro-choice candidate, which obviously not pro-choice, pro-life candidate going into this election. And rightfully so, because he did advocate for these justices. So why not lean into it then, instead of trying to play footsies with a crowd that is not willing to negotiate in fair trade? I don't want to negotiate life. Life is sacred. Life matters. God thinks life matters. So as a Christian, I have a real issue here on this thing. 6-week ban, I don't think it went far enough. Right? It was a great step, great moving in the right direction. But to sit there and say, I want to make everybody happy. No, I want to protect life. I want to protect life. And that's, if you're a pro-life person, if you're a Christian, you should definitely be pro-life. That should be part of our makeup. And pro-life extends beyond just, preserving life. It outside the womb as well. And supporting these things. We should be talking about things that, helping these mothers who have these babies, and instead of having to make this decision of killing them because you might not have enough money or something, we should be looking at ways to help and support these individuals in a more compassionate way and lean in from a biblical argument to why preserving life is why it matters. And so from a Christian perspective here, I believe that anyone who's representing the Republican Party should lean into the fact that we want to protect life, and that is not an extreme stance. The extreme stance is extinguishing life. That's the extreme stance. Someone willing to erase someone from existence because it might be inconvenient for them. We would be no better than the heathens who would sacrifice thousands of babies in order for it to rain again, to help the fertile crops. No different than the pagan worshipers in the Old Testament throwing these babies into the fire so that way their crops would grow better. We'd be no different. God has set us apart to be different, to preserve life. Why does it matter? Because it matters to God. Anyway, that's what I think. That's from a Christian perspective. I would love to hear what you guys think about it. You might not agree with me. You might think that sacrificing and negotiating for the preserving of life is worth negotiating to win an election. I don't think so. I would say the other way. So if I was President Trump, I would say if Congress passes a law that says, we are going to protect life, then I'm going to sign it because I want to protect life. But instead, they try to frame it where the president can sit there and ultimately do it. He can't do it. He can sign legislation that would do it. So, I'm going to take a position of protecting life. Anyway, that's what I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this new series, Christian Perspective. I'm going to try to do more of these stories a day. Just getting started, getting rolling as we move with this channel in a new direction to honor God, to encourage you to read your Bibles, to encourage you to increase your prayer life. That's ultimately what I want out of this channel from here on out. Join me at 10 p.m. on weekdays here on this channel for a Bible study. We started in the book of Acts starting tonight, actually. So I would love for you to join me this evening. Anyway, have a blessed day. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Have a great one, everyone.